Live? We're live?
Yeah, we're live. Ding
Yo,
ding ding.
what's up, guys? Come
Hello,
on. Make
everybody.
sure you
Bryce, we can
subscribe
barely
and
hear you.
like and
Bryce, we can
comment and
barely
leave
hear
a
you.
subscribe and everything. Yeah. I'm Morris. I'm awesome. I clickbait everything.
Why do we
Okay,
trust the guy with bad?
almost done.
Yeah,
Spit
why do we
Bryce.
trust the guy who's cutting out?
Why do we trust the guy who does not have internet right now to do the intro?
Oh, wait, did you guys hear that?
I
Barely, but we don't need to. We don't need to. We don't need to do a repeat, okay, Bryce?
yeah, please don't.
Okay.
All right, so we're here with the Star 44 episode 1 recap. It's been 2 days late, but we've had time to look at the exit interviews and other stuff, including Jeff's podcast. So yeah, let's start off. What do you guys want to say?
Talk about
Can I
Bruce.
start?
Of course.
Talk about
All right.
Bruce.
Why the fuck are there 3 Matts on the cast? No offense saying the Matts. They all seem like nice people. I don't know about Maddie, but even Maddie, she seems like a nice person. But like
Even Maddie.
no offense to them, but like, it's just gonna be so confusing. I swear I can't tell which Matt's which. I mean, I'm pretty sure Matt from San Francisco is the guy with the bushy hair,
Yeah, you did it, Bryce. And Maddie is the girl.
and I believe the other Matt is just Matt.
He's gay.
Well,
Yeah.
he's Matthew. He's Matthew, and Matt from
Give another
San
round of
Francisco.
applause.
For what? A round of applause for what?
No, this
For knowing the
celebrity
difference between Matthew.
specifically give me a round of applause.
You don't deserve a round of applause.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, but seriously, it seems like a pretty good cast. It seems like a pretty good cast. That first episode, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, up to the point where Bryn finds the idol, like that point on, it becomes a pretty crazy episode. I feel bad for Bruce also. Seems like a nice guy. It sucks that he got medevacs.
Yeah.
When you guys think,
Yeah.
like, moment of silence for Bruce, and we'll probably see him next season.
Yeah, he got an invite back on the Jeff Probst podcast.
Yeah, that's what.
So,
Yeah.
so I have a prediction. They're gonna do Philippines again, but we're gonna have like Pat, Bruce, and either Eric, Terry, or Neil from Koran. Not
I would be down for
not
that.
Jackson.
Like Philippines was probably the best way they did the Captain Swiss.
Yeah.
So if they could did if they did, but also didn't Jeff say he doesn't want to do all-star future seasons with people before 41 or? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he changed his mind. I'm sure.
I hope so because I was stupid.
There's been worse hosts than Jeff.
I'm not saying Jeff's a bad host. I'm just
He's
saying
not.
that would be stupid.
Why is Bart muted?
Wouldn't you guys agree?
I don't know.
I was.
Yeah, you were
Back.
muted.
I was. I know I was muted. I know.
I thought you were not bad.
Do you guys think
yeah.
that Jeff is a good but flawed host?
Yes.
I mean, he's a good host. He just, when it comes to production, not necessarily.
Yeah, he's kind of pretty shit at production.
I mean, this is a guy that's looking at game show. What's it called? Board games for inspiration and interrogations for inspiration. This is a guy that's looking at that. So
He's looking at Mike White for inspiration. He's doing the wrong
look, Mike White has
feature
done
of
a
Mike
good
White.
thing for the show.
Yeah, Mike White's a king.
Honestly, looking at orgs for ideas. Honestly,
We can't hear you, bro.
They're kind of cutting out.
Yeah. Also, many things orgs do just don't work on an edited show.
Yeah.
Like-
It gets too confusing because you have to remember when they're making the show, it has to be a consumable edited product. You can't have it be confusing. Orgs can be confusing because it's not going to be an edited show, right? So
Yeah, orgs you can spend hours reading confessionals, reading chats, and watching it as it's happening. Like an edited show, it's you have 42 minutes to tell the story of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 42 minutes to condense
that's true.
the events in a really simple, easy to tell story, and it has to be entertaining as well. So
the new era itself, and compared to lots of things in Orgs, it's not that like twist advantage heavy. So like it doesn't work as much because of it's an edited show. Like that was the issues with like people had, especially when 41 was airing.
I will say, as much as they're trying to make the show easy to understand, I can understand why newbies and like first time watchers are gonna get confused because eventually they're confusing themselves.
My parents get confused. Like
Common Radio Ranger W saying he wants to see Bruce again.
Look, Bruce didn't get a fair shake, okay?
Radio Ranger's our number one fan. Shout out Radio Ranger, as always.
Radio Ranger's a legend. We love Radio Ranger.
So we start off with the marooning. Okay.
Yeah. No, we gotta start it off with Carolyn's first confessional.
Oh yeah, Carolyn's interview. Okay.
To be honest, I kind of.
And I heard in another podcast, I think it was Threat Specials. If Carolyn can't even answer anything about herself, how is she supposed to answer any questions at Final Tribal Council? Do you guys agree?
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I could see Carolyn being a runner-up this season, like just being the main character and getting second.
Yeah, I do agree. Like she seems too big of a character to go home pre-merge. I don't expect her to be a pre-merge player.
She's gonna be the main character of the season. She literally opened the season. She's gonna be a main character.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm back home now.
Thanks, Bryce.
Congrats, Bryce.
Praise.
Yeah, so we start off the season. We have behind the scenes footage. They're asking Carolyn questions about herself. He's like, huh? So what do I do? What do I do?
She was confused. And it was true.
Oh, really?
It was good. And it was a different way of opening a season. Instead of having Jeff talk, we had her talk.
Yeah, we had her. Like, and it was fun. It was a nice, neat addition to just see Carolyn as a non-edited version. Because this is like essentially close enough to raw footage of like what you get in a confessional. And you still see Carolyn just being this really fun character in the first moments with her.
When was the last time we saw an interviewer's, like, heard an interview's voice? Was it like the Kelly situation?
Oh, yeah. When, like, no one wants to remember that.
Has good circumstances, okay?
Yeah. That might be the only time.
Yeah, I think so.
Just more, like, plain fun.
Yeah, this is fun. That was not so fun for Kelly, okay?
Yeah. That wasn't fun for anyone involved.
Yeah. Even Dan. But we're not going to get to that.
Yeah.
It was not fun for anyone. But so we start off the season, we see them coming in on their boats. We go through their confessionals. Carson speaks about what again? I don't even remember. He talked about being a.
He talked about like having spreadsheets. He had a ton of spreadsheets.
They show the spreadsheets.
I love Carson. I love Carson. I love that he.
No offense to Carson. I paused to watch the spreadsheets. Okay, he was talking about the order in which Jeff reads the votes. How is that going to contribute to you being a good player? I don't understand. Like, why do you need to know what order Jeff reads the votes, right?
Look, maybe he gets bored.
One of the reasons I love Carson is that he went to the gym and like gained like 30 pounds to come out here, which is great.
He went to the gym. I interpreted that as he
literally was like the skinniest kid in the world. He gained 30 pounds by working out to come here. So that's good.
Legend.
Cool. But Carson's seriously giving off final juror vibes, right? He's giving off fourth place, right?
I mean, not necessarily. I don't agree. We didn't really get much strategy talk from him. Like we saw like one scene of him. We saw one scene of him building an alliance that neither Helen or Sarah talked about.
You might disagree. Sorry. You guys might disagree, but I think there was actually very little strategy talk compared to other seasons this episode. I don't know.
No, I don't know about other seasons. I don't fully because I don't think the 42 premiere or even honestly the 43 premiere had that much strategy in the premiere. But there was just not much happening, which is kind of why like everyone calls this like this a really fun premiere, and I'm not that high on it as much as like everyone else is.
Yeah, the only thing I'm high on is the Tribal Council, and that was like the last third or fourth of the.
Yeah, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. We should probably go back to the marooning and like talk about our.
So we're just going on. We're kind of like chapterizing.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, Survivor. Yeah.
Bryce.
Okay.
Right, you're contributing.
Jamie falls off the boat,
and then Bruce gets concussion.
Wow, it's so funny
No, we gotta start off. We gotta start with the challenge. Okay, so they
Yeah.
talk. Okay, Jam talks about being family 1 minute coming in, right? And Jeff is like pointing, making fun of that kind of.
Shut
What are you
up.
doing,
Why are you
Bryce?
Stop
yelling?
interrupting us. Jesus
Jam-
Christ.
Jam-
It's just fun of making random noises.
He is a life of luxury monster.
Nobody knows what that is, but okay. And so
Oh, I'm sure they
we start the
do.
movie
Yeah, check out
challenge.
Life of Luxury. They're the best horror videos on
Fucking,
YouTube.
like set of confessionals where like we kind of cut to each player like being excited.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, yeah,
It,
that's true.
Something I noted that was kind of neat.
it reminded me of in Winners at War, where when Tony got the shark and it was like everyone's like
Yeah,
imitating him.
like I feel like the editors have been having more fun with like just these random fun moments that I do wish they would do more.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like very they do it a lot in the premiere. I even noticed it in 43, but a lot of that fun like these fun editing tricks they kind of just stop.
Yeah, it's probably because they
when
get
it becomes more
bored.
serious.
Probably
And
'cause
I
they're
wish that they would
miserable.
just have. I wish they just had more fun.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's the premiere.
Because if they're having more fun, we're probably gonna have more fun as a result as well. Because they're making
Exactly.
the show look more fun.
Yeah.
Like remember when they do the Marianne Triangle thing, right? Remember that?
Yeah. They did like
Remember Sammy with the occupation and stuff.
Sammy's occupation. They did like Owen for like narrating the advantages.
Mhm.
Like stuff like that is fun. I wish they could incorporate more of that.
Flashbacks. Flashbacks.
They come back to
The flashbacks are hit and miss.
like my grandma
Flashbacks are
died.
hit and miss, but if they're used right, they can do a lot of good things.
Yeah,
For
they
example,
do good things with it.
They could have done good flashback this episode. I'm just saying. We can get to that later.
And my brother was fit, so I was fit.
Bryce, why are you talking about your brother?
No, I'm talking about Jonathan. Like that was the Jonathan line, right? Like my dad was fit, my brother was fit, so I was fit. So that's why I'm out here to win because I'm fit.
Who are
Sure.
you talking
Wait,
about?
so you were probably not too fit to be on this podcast, if anything. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I didn't hear what you said.
Good. Okay, good.
You called me fat, probably, didn't you?
Oh, I did not call you that. I did not. Don't worry.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I said you're not fit to be on the podcast. I was joking. Nice.
Oh, I'm not fit. Oh yeah,
I'm not saying it in that. I'm just saying it in.
sorry. I don't
I'm
talk
saying it in that
drama. I'm supposed to talk drama to you.
This is because
I was-
Bryson.
Bryce is going insane.
That
To
was
get to the
perfect.
challenge, Bruce is in trouble, and
Yeah,
he
Bruce
and
like
it's bleeding from his head. Yeah.
yeah, the first thing he does, he's like going down to like crawl in the sand. He just hits his damn head because that's Bruce for
Because
you.
he's desperate to win.
Yeah, he's like very into it, and we also hear in his exit interviews that he didn't have much flexibility because his shirt was too tight.
Oh,
And by the way, Bruce, we thought he was gonna get. Some people thought he was gonna get medevac on the spot. I did not
Yeah.
expect him to get medevac after, right?
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
thought he was gonna
yeah.
stay. I thought he was gonna stay.
There's a chance he'd get medevac, but like I also feel like they
I thought
wouldn't.
it would be like
spoil
a
it.
Randy situation in Gabon where he just wears a bandage for like the entire pre-merge.
Yeah. Or like
I don't remember that.
I thought that when Bruce survived the medevac,
Bryce, in the
He was
premiere
fine.
of Gabon, Randy hits his head and then he wears a bandage on his head.
I don't have to remember that. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. But
Okay.
yeah. Bruce hits his
To
head.
get past that, the challenge continues. Mm,
Did anything really notable happen? Like they were kind of
It's
just
the most
They
dangerous-
changed Savvy and Sweat. For
Oh, wait, no, you have Carolyn going absolutely and like basically becoming like a 5-year-old excited in an arcade as they described it. And she's
Yes.
like throwing the rings, which was just again Carolyn being fun.
Carolyn
And then it
sucks at
just turns to
challenges.
frustration when Carolyn just absolutely sucked at it.
She's so bad at
Carolyn blew the
challenges.
challenge, obviously, for them. They were up to a big lead. And
Yeah.
they blew it. It's okay.
Yeah, and then
Garbage. She's
Sweat and
garbage
Savvy
at
because
comps.
Sweat.
She's so trash.
I mean, yeah. What did you
And
did you
then
really
the
expect?
Savvy and Sweat, they changed it so that the first place team wins all the supplies, the second team gets to pick Savvy or Sweat, and the third team is left with whatever the second team
I like
picked,
that.
right?
So it's
Yeah.
a different thing
Me too.
because usually they pick the same one, right?
It's fine. It's just the fact that Sweat and Savvy is getting really boring. At this
Yeah, me
point.
too. I agree.
Yeah.
It's like it's the best.
Well, so
it's
that
a good way to
Savvy
do
question
Savvy.
was really
But
easy.
who cares?
That Savvy question was really
The what?
easy. The one where you have the Canada rings.
I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid for it. But like the fact they'd only get 15 minutes, so it makes sense that'd be easier.
Honestly, Savvy feels like just a way to fill some time.
Yeah, which seeing what the events actually were for Tribal and what was shown, they didn't need that time.
Yeah.
Like that could have.
Yeah, I hate this whole like more physical thing that Jeff keeps like propping up now. It's like,
to be fair, it's
always
for
done
the
that.
casuals. The casuals like this stuff.
Jeff has always done that, and that's true.
And I wasn't here really till like the more like much more recent seasons. I don't know if you could tell. You probably can't.
Another bad thing about Savvy and Sweat is it kind of hurts the people that have to do the challenge because they don't get like the
I feel like you can kind of even see that at least for
like if you look at 41.
Let me look at the trend.
If you look at 41, Danny and
41
were like getting targeted.
And to be fair, there was not much strategic options this season in terms of Savvy and Sweat because either way, both the decisions lead to only 2 people doing it instead of the last season where it was like
but one of them was you're separated for 15 minutes. One of them you're separated for like possibly 4 hours.
Yeah,
that is true.
Which like you'd much rather if you're the two, more than likely you'd want to do Savvy just so you have more time. You're only separated for 15 minutes. Like that's shorter than the time you get on the damn boat.
Yeah. And look. By the way, just think about this, okay? They took 15 minutes on that puzzle, and I don't want to jump the gun, okay? I'm going to jump the gun a bit. The other tribe, when they went to tribal, they have 45 minutes to strategize. What are they doing? What are they doing, according to MADDY?
Yeah, it's because
they had 3 hours for the challenge. Like the immunity challenge took 3 hours.
Oh, okay, that is true, but you can't strategize during that. Come on.
Yeah, it's like it's dumb.
Another reason 28 days.
And like it doesn't help that Shipwreck Island also takes up time.
Yeah, I don't mind Shipwreck Island. I would rather
feel like Shipwreck Island is not a bad way of getting cross-tribal communication considering there's no swap.
I thought there was swaps this season.
I hope there's a swap.
I heard that too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know about you guys. I don't mind ship wheel or shipwreck, whatever the fuck it's called, that much.
These guys demonetized.
Who cares? I've been cursing already. Bryce has already been cursing this entire time.
But no, I don't know about you guys. I don't mind it that much. I mean, I know the advantages suck. Like we'll get to Sarah's advantage later.
Yeah,
but like I don't mind the idea of it on paper. Like, but the thing is, like, I just wish they would just kind of like instead of the losing your volcano vote. I wish that they would just give everyone an extra vote, like something not overpowered, something just.
No, I disagree, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the worst iteration of the ship.
I agree. I agree.
One. Okay.
Matt Blankenship, my fucking favorite, lost his vote for 2 tribals. That's bullshit.
To be fair, why the fuck did he go for it?
Yeah. But
like, you don't go for
one
it.
At least you have to go for one.
Yeah, that's like we can like talk about that maybe a bit later. But like,
biggest problem.
Bullshit.
So I think wasn't Shipwheel Island immediately after the marooning and stuff? So I think we can.
It wasn't immediately after. I mean, I guess it was close. And
well, we are
pretty sure it was like a day after
some of the alliance forming, so we can talk about that.
I think it might have been day 2. I'm not sure.
For sure.
But I think it was after Bruce got medevac.
Yeah. Okay. So Bruce gets medevac. We already talked about Bruce, and Bruce, by the way, did get an invite back. Okay, we already talked about
as he should. Should. He literally did not get the.
And I don't know if this is gonna set a precedent for future seasons where people that get medevac are gonna get invited back, or if this is just a one-time offer for only Bruce for some reason. We'll see. Okay.
It would make sense considering how early he was and how different Jeff is from like David versus Goliath when it happened to Pat. Like, because he didn't even make it to day 2. Like he.
And by the way, it was about time for Jeff to do a podcast. He loves his stuff. You can tell.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his podcast. I enjoyed his podcast.
I didn't see it, but like it seems like it would be fun.
There was not much to it. He just kind of talked about like basic stuff, and then Bruce. The Bruce one was the biggest moment, which is why everyone's talking about that.
Yeah, it makes sense because he's Bruce, and Bruce is awesome. Bruce is a legend.
Bruce, and they brought Bruce on for like 3 questions. They didn't even tell him on the air that he was gonna be back.
Yeah, Bruce like in his actual interview just said he got like a text, like he got a bunch of messages.
He was crying because of it, so
Yeah, what a king. What a king. We love Bruce.
But we start off with the tribes. We see them introducing each other. Carson has this weird moment where Carolyn's like asking about everyone's relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
And we see Matt and Franny get along at some
No,
point,
we
right?
gotta talk about Carson being Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Okay, Carson, Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was very important.
That was funny. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He just talks about. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've never been in a relationship."
Mhm.
Gave Ryan vibes.
Yeah, Ryan moment. Ryan moment.
Right.
Kinda
But, like,
reminds me
less awkward.
Yeah.
Ryan
And
from
we
last
go
season,
see-
God, that guy was a terrible player.
Not
Sorry,
last
I
season,
won't get
Bryce.
it. Oh, my
I'm 35 because like his like moment of trouble, he's like just like
Yeah.
well, it's like being in a relationship. I've never been in a relationship.
I'm just an endearing
Oh, okay.
And
He was a cool guy. He was cool.
Yeah.
But then we
Wouldn't
go
mind-
with Matt and Franny. That is definitely going to be something that's going to be talked about next episode because
They're
they
good.
literally previewed it.
Yeah. And also the fact that it's really the only storyline that tribe got. Like nothing else happened. Like what else happened on that tribe? Like Heidi made a fight. Is Heidi on the tribe? I don't remember.
The only thing that happened on the Green Tribe was that the Green Tribe basically snitched on Lauren.
Yeah, we
That's how
can.
it
Yeah, yeah. Heidi made a fire. Danny said something. Josh said something.
And Danny was talking about the tribe and how they're all affable and it's gonna be hard.
Oh yeah. They're like they got nothing. Like they're probably gonna be like that purple tribe.
Lulu,
They're
except
gonna be
Erica won.
They're gonna be like Lulu. They're gonna be
Except Erica
What
won.
what was the blue tribe last season? I forgot.
Well, no. You were thinking of 2 seasons ago. What was it?
No, I'm thinking of last season, Bryce.
Coco. It's called Coco.
Coco, yeah. They're gonna be like
Coco Pops.
they're gonna be like the first 3 episodes of Coco where they just really don't get shown at all.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the dynamics of
until they go to
Wait, what was what was the blue? You know what I'm talking about? What was the?
Ika got content.
Oh yeah,
No,
no, Ika. It didn't feel like any of them were winning though.
Ika was invisible for like 1 episode.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
that wasn't
pretty much
to the extent of like it wasn't the extent of Coco and Luvu. Like it was 1 episode that they didn't get content.
Yeah.
They went to tribal a
Alright,
few
yeah,
times.
We go to the orange tribe, which has the biggest moment where Matthew falls from a rock for some reason. He was scaling a
Dumbass.
rock.
Like, what was he doing?
He was having fun.
Cody did the same damn thing. Cody did the same damn thing last season, except he just didn't die.
He was basically doing. He was basically Cody. Like no. You guys keep saying, "Oh, what is he doing? What is he?" And it's like
nobody was thinking that. I wasn't thinking that. I didn't know anybody else was. Yeah.
Obvious what he's doing. He's the season's Cody.
He's not this season's Cody.
He's a worse version of this season's Cody.
He's nothing like this season's Cody. Matthew's not the same.
Yeah,
as
he's
Cody.
not.
I could see Matthew getting second. Because that's like a second place.
I don't. I don't see Matthew. I don't see Matthew getting second. I don't see Matthew as a runner-up. I see him as like I don't know.
If he's gonna get to the end, he's probably gonna win. I would assume.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait.
Like Matthew's. We really to see like a lot of content. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Matthew's the dominant player. Matthew knows everything. Matthew's so great. We love Matthew."
It was kind of like Nasir, right? In
I know,
one where he was like,
but I don't think they were like. Were they that talking that much about Nasir?
We need Nasir. Sydney said we need Nasir.
Okay, that's true. That's true. I do remember that.
It's to a lesser extent, okay? Because after a while, they're like, we don't need Nasir anymore. We have this guy that came in as a reward, and he did everything. Remember that?
Yeah.
Nate from Fiji.
So-
That was the name, right? Nate.
Yeah, the guy who's like goddamn.
No, that is the most white guy name. Why is that? That's like some
Wait.
name
I have a question for you guys. Remember, in Karamoan, there was that one little creepy dude who was like, and all the girls were like kissing him and stuff, and it's like,
Look,
and
he was vibing.
And Cochran goes in the most face moment ever. He's like, I'm sure he's actually kind of a creep inside. Or, like,
He said something about like if I did that, they would hate me or something.
Yeah, no, it was funny.
Oh, that sounds like something you would say.
No, and but that was like the most relatable moment to me ever for what Cochran said. Like I feel like that would be like a Bryce one, like, oh man, it's the only girl I tried to do that with all the girls. Oh, they would fucking hate me.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I told my class today. I'm like,
Okay,
it's
man, let's go on to the story, okay? Alright,
I was like, you ladies are smart, and they got offended, and someone got offended at that. It's like, I literally called you smart. What the hell are you talking about?
That's why you bringing this up.
Because I like ranting about my real life. Sorry, YouTube.
Bryce. No, it's okay, Bryce. You can talk about that if you want, but
No,
I mean, it's funny. It's just random.
that's what.
yeah, I know. All right,
Bryce is
all right.
gonna give
Moving
us
on.
anecdotes,
Anyway,
okay, he's gonna give us anecdotes.
That's true. Bryce can give us anecdotes. So yeah, we're talking about like Matthew. We talked about how everybody was like, "Oh, Matthew's the best. Matthew's carrying our tribe. He's building everything. What would we do without Matthew?" And then we
But
cut.
don't forget, Brandon and at this point, Brandon and Matthew have established some kind of bond that may
Oh yeah,
translate into a win for them in the future, okay, of this episode. And
yeah,
also during this time, during also the Savvy Split, where they discover the idol cage. And I want to talk about the idol cage, okay, because
yeah. Go
it
ahead.
was not what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be an open idol with the key at the table, not hidden, and anyone can sneak it at any time.
Yeah,
And I thought that would make it much more interesting than what they actually did.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
guys think?
I
it's still
still
cool
think.
though. It's still cool.
Yeah, like I will admit it was definitely a letdown, but it's like it's still a cool idea that I do feel like did provide some intrigue for this episode. Like it did provide funny moments.
Yeah, it actually did because we had the moment where Brandon finds the key and then tries to hide it from Maddie, and then he thinks about it. And this is actually one of Brandon's best decisions, in my opinion, even though it may not look like it, is that he was like, okay, if Maddie snitches, I'm screwed. If I just tell
Yeah,
her, I'm not as screwed. So he decides to tell Maddie, and that's fine. Okay, I don't knock him at all.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I think like Brandon's problem is for some reason didn't think it would be an idol. Like I don't know what he was expecting
And
it
by
to
the
be,
way,
but he
another problem is I know you guys are gonna. If you guys disagree, please disagree because I think this is not a good move on his part. When he found it was an idol, I would have just put it back in the cage. Honestly, I would have put it back in the cage and let someone else, let them all fight over it. I would not take the idol because it just puts an
yeah,
immediate target on you. You're gonna have to play it anyways at some point. I would just put it back, and that'll make me look
yeah.
sort of trustworthy at the same time. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys
I
think?
feel like it's like very mixed because it's like everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you not take?" Because everyone's going to expect him to take the idol. Like no one's going to be like pissed or surprised that he's taking the idol. But it's also like, yeah, you don't want the target of a public idol. But you also see in recent seasons that like it hasn't been an issue having a public idol.
Like Gabler, we know. Yeah, that's true.
Guess what
Especially since production is basically making the idols public
Guess
with
what?
the
Guess what I have? Guess what I have?
What?
A cutie patootie. I have my little cat. My cat.
Okay, thank you so much. You too. Oh my god.
You have to show it now.
I do.
No, we don't.
You have to go.
All right.
You can't just say that.
Hold
You
on.
are
But
one fool.
He's
talk about
being
that.
squirmy right. He's being squirmy in my arms right now.
all right.
I got him.
They could have done it better.
It was definitely. It's like if we didn't know about this beforehand,
Yeah,
it
but
would
just
be
think about
cool.
this.
But the fact that it's like it's almost like it's like our expectations were up, expecting this thing, and then it's a little disappointment
to
based on
work
what it
on my
was. But it's like the
keyboard.
idea is still cool. It's
Oh
still
my
like,
What did you
like
expect?
Better.
yeah, I agree.
What did you
And by the
expect?
way, just imagine this, okay? Just imagine this. Imagine it was the idea that I said, where the key was hidden at the table. Imagine people at night sneaking up, and we have like a bunch of scenes of people
Okay.
sneaking, trying to get the idol, and two people wake up at the same time, and sneak out. It's like
That would have
so
been
fun to
cool.
have
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Oh no, that would
Yeah.
have been awesome. They
That
really should.
that
No, they should have had like this big ass key on the table and like a parchment note of this is the key. This will lead to the magic treasure chest.
Yeah, and you
That's-
know the saying, curiosity kills the cat. That's what's gonna do. Everyone's just gonna.
I'm also kind of wondering what is the point of having the fake idol? Because like it's already unlocked. So like
Yeah.
you already know someone got in.
Well, you
Well, no, I think you can lock the cage after.
Can you lock it?
No, like after you have an idol, like then you could create a fake idol and make everyone think or something.
What? No, you leave that there to make them think,
No,
oh, it's still
that's-
in there.
You can
That's the
rehide the
point.
key, and then the person will find the key.
Yeah,
and then grab
okay.
the guy.
If you can lock it again, then I guess that's fair.
Yeah, but and also another thing, I'm wondering and this is gonna have to do with like the future, but also when the idol gets played, which it was in this episode, by the way, does it get re-hit? Does the key get re-hidden, or what? Like, what happens? Is it like a normal idol now, or what
I'm
happens?
not
I don't know.
sure.
We'll have to
I would
wait and
love it
see.
to
Only time will
be.
tell, you know.
Yeah, we'll probably
We're
see
gonna find out
next
probably next
episode.
episode. So
Can we talk about like something else? Can we talk about like the tribal and shit?
What?
no, we're gonna talk about the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep progressing as we go.
Or
Okay, we
like
gotta
we
do
talk
that.
about ship.
Community
We'll talk
challenge.
about-
There's yet another medical injury.
I mean, we should talk about like at least
new-
Shipwheel Island before
the
the
new
immunity
advantages.
Oh
challenge.
no, ship wheel. Oh, okay, okay. So I
This is the big
think
part.
that-
This is the one that we're gonna really
okay,
talk
this is
about.
the part
This
we're
is big.
apart.
Yeah, me and Bart have like made pretty big disagreements on this.
You said you disagreed with me on this, so you can. Now is the time for you to. Yeah.
Okay, this is my thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna just outline my thoughts. Triple on this season is the worst iteration. I think most of us can agree.
I can agree with that.
It forced the player to basically lose their vote. Essentially, that's what it is.
It's
Or it forces
Matt
them to
lost
make
his
a
vote twice, which is bullshit.
especially because like most of these people, and maybe all of them, got to it randomly. But they drew like sticks or drew rocks, and they have no choice but to lose their vote. With every other scenario, if you lost your vote, it was on you. You took the risk. You knew this could happen.
Yeah.
You had no power at all. Like
There's
this
so
would
much
have
luck, by the way.
Pretty garbage.
this might have
There's so much
been
I
fine.
get
Twist.
Oh yeah, the luck. This might have been less terrible if they don't have to pick.
Okay,
Yeah.
two things. Okay, first of all, how is this a prisoner's dilemma? How is this a prisoner's dilemma? What is
It's
a
not.
prisoner's dilemma in this?
There's not even a reason.
What is this? What is
There's
like,
no reason for like everybody on the tribe to be there aside from the chance to interact.
So there's a few elements of luck. By the way, I want to talk about this real quick. Lauren rigging the rocks. That was cool.
That was
funny.
cool, yeah.
that was.
But
That was cool.
let's get back on track. How is it determined who gets what advantage? Because you know how each one is a different advantage.
I assume the path you walk, right? The path you walk.
That is true. That is true.
It's
But
dumb
I
though.
think it's still unfair. I think it's
It
still unfair.
is. Especially when you see how unbalanced these advantages are, and
One is
by
over
goddamn
the other.
by the goddamn path you pick is
Yeah,
stupid.
it's
One is
not-
bullshit.
that's-
One is.
That's honestly, let's be real. That's probably predetermined by production anyway.
We talk about banker vote and
Really, that's
inheritance.
big.
No, cause like to get like the scenery, I don't know, something about it. Just
Wait, all right. So, yeah, okay, yeah, no, the ship wheel. I mean, ship wheel provided great moments to us in the past, though. Like Chanel and Omer both losing their votes. Well, I mean, specifically Chanel, because like
Chanel, yeah,
That caused
Chanel,
Jenny's
that was
dude.
great. That was an all time great episode, and it completely sunk Daniel's game. And okay,
sunk both their games.
yeah,
I
but
think at this point, the only reason they're doing Shipwheel Island for is for cross tribal interaction. They
and
have
honestly,
to do it.
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind cross tribal
I
interaction.
don't mind it either if they're not going to do any swap. Okay, I actually prefer this to a swap.
Yeah.
What was
I
Well,
don't like a random one swap.
I don't agree with that. I would much rather a swap.
I would rather have a swap that's determined by like the Gabon style. You know, Kenny likes Gabon.
Yeah, I love Gabon. Gabon is the best season of Survivor.
We can talk about that one other day. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that right now. But I don't like the luck element because good players can get screwed simply by a draw of a hat. And I know you guys are gonna disagree. You guys are like, okay, if it's a good player, then they can get out of any situation. That's not always true. Okay, that's not always.
I
true.
agree with you.
You talk about.
I agree. Good players can get screwed. I just think it's worth
I
it.
think it's fine.
I don't know.
He thinks it's
Yeah.
fine, and that's not a problem. You can think it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, and that is what it is. But we're gonna get back to the thing, and it's just not fair. Okay, it's not fair for the people to be forced to draw out of the bag.
Yeah, that we can. It's bullshit.
And but I wonder what
Reasonable. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's like what bothered me. It's like the first two advantages were two completely different advantages, and were new advantages. So like, what
And we're
would
new.
Matthews
Wait, what
supposed
was,
to been?
what was Lauren's advantage?
Lauren's advantage was a bank of vote. So
Which I
basically
think
what it
it's
is
fair. I think bank
extra
vote is
vote is
fair.
Wait, all right, be quiet. Listen to Bart. Bart, what are you saying?
Bank of vote is an advantage where it's like an extra vote, but it's a bit less powerful. Where you can go to tribal council and choose not to vote that tribal council. Instead, you can keep that vote for a future tribal council. You know what I'm saying? You can keep the vote. You go to tribal council, you choose not to vote that tribal council. You can vote the next tribal council twice in that place. You understand?
So basically, if you feel confident, then you can just decide it. So that's what Lauren did last tribal, right?
Yeah, she decided not to vote. Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I was trusting an org where this advantage was basically the entire twist. So it's actually really cool to see this like in an official Survivor season.
And ironically, I was talking about how this would be a good idea. Just not even an advantage. Just make this the twist of the season. Like, why not?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be something that'd be good for the show because like it'd be confusing to have in a 42-minute show. But like as a game concept, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. But Sarah's advantage. So TMR brought it up and pretty much explained it to all of us, and Bart was like, "Oh, we can't explain it." And I was like, "No, TMR can explain it."
He didn't know himself. He didn't know what it was himself.
I mean, it seems clear to me.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
It seems clear to me now. I rewatched it and now I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
And what Blaze said is right. It is what it is. But I don't like it anyways. It doesn't make it any better to me.
No, you know what?
I would say my opinion of it has lowered, especially since like you will know about every other advantage played before, aside from idols. Maybe if it was like just idols, it would be fine. I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I'm willing to give it a chance.
If you're actually teamed up with someone, you can use this to break the game and get 2 idols, basically. Because what you can do is your ally's going to say, okay, I'm playing the idol tonight. Use the thing. If you guys have that much of a trust with each other, and then that person can play the idol, and you'll get the idol back, and you can use it the next round as well.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, is that a bad thing? Because if that's what's going to happen, those people are going to already be on the bottom.
I'm still confused about this advantage. I'm sorry.
So basically, So basically, you have to play it at the booth. If you play it, you play it like privately at the booth. If you play this advantage, only advantage that was used at that tribal will be given to you. If somebody plays an idol, you will receive an idol. If someone played like a steal vote, you'll receive that steal vote. And I think that is the issue. I don't really know how they'd be able to resolve it by keeping the concept, because it takes away the predicting if somebody will use something away. But I do think that
I'll tell you. Okay, can I interrupt? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is like an idol nullifier where you go and play it during the voting booth, and that's why people don't openly play their extra votes or steal votes anymore. They play it in the confessional, I think, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, they do. They do.
Steal votes, they do play publicly, okay?
Yeah.
Extra votes, they do it in secret now.
And if there is a knowledge is power, that's before you vote. Safety without power, that's still a thing. So like there are certain things that they would just be able to get basically for free without really having to worry about it. But it's like I think of this advantage as just a better version of the knowledge is power. One that doesn't completely. Alright, what do you got, Bard?
I think the knowledge of power is way better. I'm just saying.
What makes it better? Knowledge is power hasn't worked.
Because knowledge is power involves you being able to have enough trust with someone to be able to know that they're going to play, they have something and you can steal from them whenever you want. Whereas the thing that you're talking about, the inheritance advantage, you can just simply guess if someone's on the bottom playing an idol and get it right, perhaps, okay? There's no strategy to it. You just guess, okay?
I mean, no one's going to want to use that advantage to just guess. No one's just going to be guessing.
An educated guess, okay?
I'm getting a bit hungrier, but I gotta wait like 2 hours, so.
Good job. Good for you, Bryce.
Sorry. I had to make an announcement that I'm hungry.
You're very important. With the knowledge is power, especially with how idols have been, basically like screws over anybody who can get an idol, and because like everybody knows that they have it. You don't even necessarily need to have trust, because like it's not hard to figure out if you have an idol. We saw with the beads that people unintentionally. Noel unintentionally told Ellie that Cody had an idol. That trust did not matter there.
Okay, first of all, are you talking about it's not good because the beware advantages and you can like basically find out who has an idol through that? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm basically saying that's making it worse.
Okay, I'm talking about the advantage as a standalone from their season. Like if you just don't do that, like if it's just a regular idol or if it's not the cage idol. And I think it's better on its own right there. Okay.
It might be, but like we haven't ever seen it in action without it.
And
Maybe
even
it
then,
is.
I still do think
But
it's better.
I still don't like the idea of them just being able to take an idol.
Well, Sarah's is even worse because she can literally. Okay, I think the biggest problem with the game is if it can be broken, then it's not good. And Sarah can
That's
break the
fair.
game
Yeah.
by playing. TMR brought up a situation. I don't like to pair TMR too much because I disagree with him on a lot of things, but he's right about this. Okay, I was
No,
thinking
he's right.
Bryce, you're the big
He
TMR
literally
parent.
said everything he said.
Yeah.
Bryce, you base your draft off his opinions.
I didn't base my last
By the way,
I'm
if you
proud
guys
of you.
don't know who TMR is, it's the Marine Review. He's a YouTuber.
Great guy. Subscribe to him.
Bryce,
Also subscribe to us, okay? Please subscribe to us.
what do you say?
And
just subscribe
TMR.
to him.
Wait, what do you say about it? Like, what scenario do you
So
give?
he said that if, for example, let's say it's a Winners of War Final 6 situation where Natalie plays an idol and where like let's say there's a possibility for 3 people to play an idol or something, or 3 advantages or whatever. Tony, Ben, Natalie, okay? Right?
Yeah.
If Sarah just guesses that they're going to be played at Final 6, she has 3 idols at Final 5. How is that even fair?
That's okay. That's
I mean, she
fair.
could use
That's a good point.
I mean, she could use it on you, and her target
You
is
can
gone
basically
just like
decide who
that.
goes home, basically.
That's a good point.
What
Right?
that she could use her right on herself, someone else, and with that her target's gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
That's a good point.
So
I still think it's better than the knowledge is power, but that is a genuinely good point.
No, I think the knowledge is power is still.
And I don't want another Cherie situation.
Yeah, and this.
I doubt it. I don't expect it to happen. Like it's even in the scenario it was a Cherie situation was kind of insane and very unlikely to happen again.
I mean, happening all day.
There's a possibility of this to happen.
I did just check. The inheritance advantage is the last time it can be used is 7, so at least it can happen at 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, wait. So basically, this means that you can't have a Cherie type thing, right?
No, then that doesn't mean that at all. It can very well still happen.
So you can still do it. Yeah, you can still use it.
Any season can have a Cherie situation. That's the thing. Any season could have it.
And that's a problem. It should not be able to happen.
What a shame.
Which is like very, very unlikely. But just even the way idols work in general, it can happen in any season.
All right, so we kind of.
You know what advantage I would want them to bring back? Do you remember the amulet? Even though it didn't amount to shit, but it would have been nice if they.
It was fine. If they tweaked it, it could be fun.
I think the amulet is fine. I like it. Even though I completely forgot it existed until Bryce brought it up.
Yeah, it didn't have much to do in this season, but it's kind of like how the shot in the dark doesn't have much to do in a lot of seasons, but it's still a good choice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this season had something to do. We'll get to that later.
For us, we're gonna move on to the challenge, and so the challenge is that Brandon breaks down heat exhaustion, and then they lose because of it, pretty much because they don't have their weight. They have a slide puzzle. Matt's a caller. I don't know who else does a caller. Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
It's the most generic challenge ever.
No, Jamie was the caller.
Jamie was the caller.
For that too. So that was
okay. Jamie's kind of stupid. I can't lie.
Jamie's annoying as fuck and not a good player.
It's hard to say because like the edit made her look stupid, but she was right.
In a way, she was right. In a way,
I don't think she's that stupid.
Okay, first of all, another significant moment that, aside from the challenge, that happened at the challenge was that
we
Claire snitched on.
I think it was so for like backstory. The people that like Matthew said he lost 1 vote. Sarah, I forgot, and Lauren said she lost.
Sarah lost. I thought it was.
She said
Sarah lost a vote and she got that advantage.
Yeah.
Claire,
what she said.
Lauren didn't lose anything, and Matt lost 2 votes. So basically, the odds were played. If I was a betting man, like you had three times to guess, like
everything happened.
Yeah, everything happened. Like if you were a betting man and you bet 1, 1, and 1, you would win the jackpot right there.
Yeah. So like Matt told his tribe that he lost 1 vote. He showed them the parchment. Sarah, I think, told them she just lost her vote, but didn't show the advantage. And
They
Lauren
lost a vote. They all said it.
Lauren described the advantage and then said she lost her vote.
I don't know why she did that. You're right.
It's like, yeah, that is something that like I questioned right away. It's like you have to commit at that point because it's like you described what it was. They're not going to tell you what the advantage is. That should have already been a red flag. And then, as you're saying with the challenge, you can continue with that. Sorry, I interrupted.
And the worst thing is that advantage. You can look. She's not gonna vote, right? And she describes the advantage. So
Yeah.
people can easily speculate that she's just banking her vote now. Like it's
Yeah.
And by the way, another problem that I forgot to mention about the Shipwheel Island is that you can't even lie. It's hard to lie about it because you have to take a draw. And if you accidentally get it right, even though you didn't even want to play, it's gonna be hard to lie. Like, what are you gonna say? You lost your vote? You're forced to say you lost your vote?
Yeah.
Why would you look at this point in Survivor?
It
Nobody lies.
basically, like,
Nobody lies.
it just screws over the people that go. It's just not fun.
You have to say you didn't. Okay, so everyone's
Like
gonna
an
eventually see Shipwheel. Everyone's gonna know what it is, and that's why you should not lie about it, in my opinion.
I agree. Because it's
And
like
so
they don't.
everyone's
They
gonna be
really
forced to
change
say that
it.
they've lost.
And then they don't describe the advantage. When you were there, you knew they didn't describe the advantage. Like that's going to blow back. Like if it didn't, it blows back in her face now. It would have anyway.
Yeah.
It just would be the inevitable.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this island. This is not what.
Yeah, this is. I had slight issues with it before, but it wasn't like a big deal. This is just bad. This is a really bad ship.
Okay, yeah.
At least then they had a choice. This time they don't have a choice.
Exactly. I might just had an issue with the fact that it's the same thing.
First season, you know, like how in the first season they had that wheel, they did the trek in the wheel.
I like the way they did it last season. I thought it was cool.
I don't remember what they did last season, but I'm talking about 41. 41. That was probably the best way to do it. Honestly, just have a fucking wheel, make your decision, whatever, done.
Pretty sure that was 42.
That was both. They did. 42 was a copy of 41, choice-wise.
It was the same thing, yeah.
Except amulets.
Hmm.
It was a little bit of a tweak.
Oh yeah. So who's getting knowledge's power this season? Who's going to be in the next?
I don't know. I hope that the Sarah's advantage just replaces it. It should, right? Because like it should. It's
no. Well, maybe Matthew's advantage that he didn't get with the knowledge
power.
Yeah, but like they gotta get. Yeah, but it's like if this advantage just feels like a tweaked version of it, right? You're getting someone's advantage, which is what knowledge of power is. Anyways, we were talking about the challenge, and Bo, do you want to go with that?
Yeah, Matthew gets information from Claire that the other Matthew, the Matt from San Francisco, and which is Raccoon's profile picture.
Yeah, he's king. He's king. He's winning. He's winning.
Okay, thank you. This contribution Raccoon's given us in 15 minutes. At least Bryce is on. But yeah, so they find out that Matt from San Francisco had the parchment to back up his claim that he lost his vote, whereas Lauren did not even provide any. And so this actually is something big at camp, where Matthew and Brandon both talk about this and in front of everybody, right?
Yeah, that's. I think it was just Jamie and Kane. I don't think they told Maddie. I'm not sure. I don't know if Maddie was there.
It probably had to get to Maddie at some point.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah. Just like Maddie talked about how potential. I don't know if this is true because this is Maddie's speculation potentially, but Maddie said that obviously Brandon snitched. Matthew snitched to Brandon about him being the target, right? And what we didn't even see on the show was that Maddie was originally targeting Matthew. We didn't even see that, right?
Yeah.
Why?
In the exit interview.
Because Maddie described Matthew as a wild card, and she's like, "No, I know how dangerous a wild card could be because I'm a wild card. I need people I can predict." So she wanted Matthew out for that reason.
Another thing about Maddie we're gonna get to is that she has a bit of an inflated ego about her game. I'm just saying, just fine.
That's true.
Because she did get the majority of votes. She did play the first round fine, but she was not gonna play the round correctly.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
We see her talking about the Godfather, even though she said to herself that she was like, "Oh, I'm actually the real Godfather," right? In her exit interview. And so that's what we talk about.
Yeah,
she
we
wanted
can
to
let's
talk
talk
about
about the exit interview after, and we just talk about like what the show showed first.
Yeah. All right. Wait. So
We
yeah.
can talk about the exit interview as we go in because we can like kind of add information.
I guess.
Wait. There's something we forgot to talk about. One of the tribe is named Ratu, and
Yeah.
if you guys don't know this, I love referencing SpongeBob. And there's just one like side character that pops up.
Nosferatu is not a SpongeBob character, Bryce.
No,
It is
shut
a
the fuck up,
movie.
Jesse.
Nosferatu.
Okay.
SpongeBob did not invent Nosferatu, Bryce. You're a fucking idiot for thinking that.
I know SpongeBob didn't invent him, but they used him still. And
No.
I like that meme, so I don't give a shit.
See, I was thinking of this. This is just Rotu with an A instead of an O, but sure, I like that reference better.
Nosferatu. Sorry, I really like it.
And is it just me or recently the tribes driver have been so samey? Like all of them are so similar to each other.
I don't care about the name, so it doesn't bother me. But like,
I don't even know the other two tribes' names. All I know is Ratu. I don't even know the other two tribes' names.
We can all agree that
and Tika.
His name though.
What are the other two tribes' names? Can someone actually tell me?
Soka and Tika.
Tika? Yeah, Tika.
Tika's the orange, right?
No, Ratu's orange. Tika's purple.
And the green is Soka.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm probably gonna need another refresher later.
That's just jargon. It doesn't matter. We don't have to know anything about that.
All right. Anyway, so they get back to camp and there's this whole scramble going on, and Maddie's all like, "I'm targeting Brandon because he didn't want to work with me." And I'm like,
"You're mocking her as if targeting Brandon is
That's probably the right move, but she should have split to votes because Brendan had a public idol.
You only have 35 minutes.
Everyone fucking knows.
Yeah, that's something to know. Is that
and the fact she's able to turn everyone against the biggest guy on the season in 45 minutes is impressive.
Again, if they had more time, it probably works.
Yeah.
But like, she'd be able to get Kane instead of Matthew in on the plan.
Yeah.
But like what she said, because she was very close to Kane, so her original plan was to get Kane in on the vote and not let Matthew in. But she couldn't find Kane, so she had to tell Matthew about the plan to get the votes working.
Yeah.
And then
she did get quite unlucky, and I think she was one of the best first boots in.
I do agree. Like
Jamie,
I'm what's wrong with you?
Okay, Rocky says that Maddie might be the best first boot, one of the best first boots ever. Look, that might be true. She might be in the top 10, but my opinion has certainly gone down from her in her exit interview because there's a lot of things that she did wrong.
I think she's at least top
we do need their input on if these people were actually close to Maddie, because we're only getting her perspective. But like everything,
I do believe that she was.
Yeah.
They were there.
I don't have confidence in Lauren also, because really thinking about it more, Lauren did look like this person who I played in Org with one time.
Right.
And they were really
shut up. Did you just say cricket?
Yeah, I said they were really and they quit.
You're
because
they found
me insensitive. No, I wasn't. So sorry.
Dumbass. You're an idiot.
What we're learning right now is in the first episode is that Bryce is not coming back for a future episode. That's okay.
Well, what are you talking about?
Nothing.
You're not. Look, you're dumbass.
My banned from this?
Yes.
Why?
We're joking. We'll finish
okay.
We'll talk after. We'll talk after about your future in this company. Okay, it's okay. But
what is the only cryptocurrency that?
Oh, shut up.
Okay, Bryce.
Anyways, we get the tribal and Bart.
The big problem with Maddie is that Bryce. Okay, the big problem with Maddie is potentially, according to exit interviews, that she told Matthew who she was targeting to vote for Brandon. We saw that on camera, by the way.
Yeah, but like
Matthew
she didn't
snitch to Brandon.
It's not like she wanted to tell Matthew though. She didn't want to tell him.
Yeah, that is true.
She planned on not telling him. She planned on just going to Kane, and those four were going to blindside those two.
Wait, how was she not? I'm sorry, maybe I'm misremembering. How was she forced to tell him? Is it because he asked her and she didn't know what to do in the moment?
No, it was because she couldn't find Kane. She was looking for him, but they didn't have enough time. She couldn't find him. She's like, fuck, we need the numbers. So she goes to Matthew as a last resort.
Yeah, that is true. And that might be another issue, is that the time for tribal council may have cost her the game because of that.
I think it did. I don't think that like they even had these suspicions because like Jamie is paranoid, so they probably assume Jamie's going home.
And we can talk about Jamie as well. Why was Jamie so paranoid? We don't know why.
Jamie was so
Maybe
paranoid
she
because
was
Jamie was the initial target.
Yeah, she was the
She was
initial
the target.
You're
She
sure
was
about
like,
that? So then, where in the picture was Matthew the target then? Where did he get targeted?
she was like seen. She was seen as his obvious boot. Whether she ever was actually going home is like a question. But she was the person that connected with the group. Like she didn't connect much with the group. She was like like people. I think like Matthew and Brandon were like talking like Maddie about like how she cost them the challenge. And Maddie was like, "Wait, she was forced into this position." Like
Okay.
Jamie was being discussed as a target. Whether whether it was like a decoy or they were actually she was going to actually be the target is unsure, but her name was being thrown out there more than the show showed.
I think if Jamie was a target, it might not have even been a thrown name. I think it could have been an unspoken target where we're like, okay, if
Yeah,
we ever
I think that's
throw a
likely.
name, we're gonna throw Jamie. I think that's what.
I think that's like I think she was a target before the immunity loss. I think that's like what happens is that she's like
and by the way, it's
this
understandable
I
why.
need to go to
I
the
like
bathroom.
Jamie,
I'll
but
be right
like,
back,
you can
okay?
obviously tell why.
this day one consensus. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think she was probably this day one consensus boot that they like backed off of because they were.
And so,
bigger
was there
fish,
anything
but-
else that really was important to highlight before we head to Tribal Council? Is there anything?
Not
Oh yeah, they showed me
really.
Jamie looked like a real doofus.
Oh, they didn't.
No, they did.
Danny?
Right, we're not talking about Danny. Danny was on the other
No,
tribe.
not I said Jamie. I said Jamie.
Oh,
God damn it.
Jamie.
I heard Danny. I'm not gonna.
I also heard Danny.
Sorry.
I also heard
Danny
Danny.
didn't get any content. I have nothing to say about Danny. No offense.
Danny got he talked about how
You're
his
only
tribe was cool.
professional, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's not winning.
I mean,
Right,
I don't know,
it's the first
probably.
episode, okay? We use
Yeah.
time.
Look,
There's
Gabe
plenty of
were.
points for setting up later, but sorry.
I mean,
Okay, right.
I guess. I don't know. I guess.
Oh,
You never
oh,
know.
let's go 3-0.
But
What?
okay. So yeah, I
Right,
mean, nothing.
Brandon got
Nothing else.
confessionals this episode.
All right.
and he's
Anyway,
still
so we
not
get the
winning.
tribal, and so in our group chat, can I explain what happened?
No.
So the whole
Right, let
we're getting a lot of tribal.
Blaze wanted to speak. Blaze wanted to speak.
I actually did not have anything to say.
Okay, you don't have anything?
Okay,
Fine.
well, Bard's like, we're getting a live tribal. We're getting a live tribal. 90% chance happening. I'm like, I don't think it's happening.
It's not even like a soft life tribal.
Get entertainment.
It
Like,
could
we
have been
got-
like a soft life.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna play my shot in the dark.
But like, it seemed clear like Brandon was not going home. Like I was not expecting. Like I was thinking. Like me and Bart were thinking there's like a good chance Maddie goes home. Maybe Lauren. So, like
Here's the thing. I thought that a lot. Okay, here's what my prediction was when the Tribal Council.
I was thinking it was either Maddie or Brandon. I was
gonna
thinking
get voted
Maddie
out into
was
a live
probably
tribal.
going.
yeah, I was thinking like they like flipped. Like Maddie would like, or maybe like Matthew would like tell Brandon at tribal. That might have been like a possibility.
I was thinking that Lauren and Maddie could have even just gone consensusly. Like everyone's like, you know what? She's too crazy. Let's just get her out of here.
That's true, but there wouldn't be any setup for that.
All right.
Like there's setup for Brandon for what actually happens is Brandon being the sole vote to vote out Maddie. That makes sense. But it's like there wouldn't really be any setup for like Maddie going
That's
home.
true, but I was thinking that it was a possibility at the time.
Yeah, it's like Lauren or Brandon I could have seen going home unanimously. Like Maddie, no. And we see that where Maddie goes home kind of in a
I just picked my.
with one person,
It
but
was
like
wait, like
well, no, not unanimously.
I just did my
Agree,
picks
yeah.
for the next episode of the season on the Survivor like
Thanks. You
Facebook.
could have done it after the podcast while we're speaking. Thanks,
No,
but
no,
okay.
it's about Survivor, you dumb fuck.
but yeah, so
Yeah, but we're
oh yeah,
talking about Survivor, not
You're a
filling out a form on
dickhead. You're a
oh
Survivor.
yeah.
dickhead,
So
Bart.
during tribal council also. So what's his name?
No, but-
Matthew. Sorry.
Pardon?
Is that you? I said during tribal council, Matthew decides to also play Shot in the Dark, which
Yes, so we go into tribal. They have this discussion. Not that important.
That was not really
Yeah.
important. There's nothing important to highlight.
Yeah.
Really.
It's
Except
so
we did get a lot
boring.
of
It's
pans
so
in Maddie's
boring.
face throughout the Tribal Council.
That's true.
We did get-
Yeah.
We did get a lot of Maddie shots.
Because Jeff's saying, "What's it like out here? How's your panties doing? All that stuff."
Okay,
By the way,
Bryce.
to go back a bit because I was muted, Blaze and I talked about how Brandon's probably not going to go home because Jeff really hyped up this Tribal Council, so we really suspected.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Like
Oh.
it was pretty suspected either like a live tribal happens or Brandon plays his idol.
Yeah,
But like him
that.
going home unanimously just made no sense. For Jeff to be like, why all this tribal council?
Yeah, definitely
Exactly. He said this is like
definitely
the most
wasn't a
entertaining. Really, a
disappointment.
5-1 vote is gonna be entertaining. Come on.
No,
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't a disappointment.
Wait, remember for Survivor 42 for the premiere when we're thinking, oh, it's going to be a crazy tribal. We're getting a crazy tribal. I don't know what's happening.
When did we think that? I do not remember thinking that.
And I'm like, fuck this season. Remember that?
When did we think it would be a crazy tribal? I don't remember that.
It was before Bard was in the chat, but it was. I remember.
I was in the chat. I don't remember this. I remember it being like a pretty
not
clear.
to pull up Bryce or not to pull up Bryce or Raccoon, but I really like the color of our backgrounds on our icons in the Discord, in combination with the banner. If you look at the video, except for Raccoon, Raccoon has a pink background. This is not good.
I don't know how to change
wanna
it.
say
Tell
that.
me how to change it, and I will.
I don't know. I think it's a problem. I think it has to do with profile picture. I'm not sure though.
In my yeah.
Mine has like a little bit of pink.
So not to get off topic, we're going back onto Jamie, and Jamie threatens that she's gonna play her Shine in the Dark. She just outright says she's gonna play it, right? So she said, I'm gonna play it, and she starts moving it between her hands, like it's like we got this zoom in as well.
It's almost like reminded me of George in like episode 7 of Australian Survivor, just like flexing his idol. It kind of gave me that vibe.
He was like swinging it around.
In the words of Simon, we had a tribal of George swinging around his idol, saying he's the king of Survivor.
That is true, but
George
Jamie's not
is the king of
queen or king of
Survivor.
anything.
By the way, just so you know.
Yeah, Jamie's not George.
We go to the vote, and
the cool ass tribal
Lauren
setup, by
decides
the way.
to bank her vote. Lauren decides to bank her vote as we're voting.
Yeah.
We'll set up like the whole chess thing, like the
Bryce, we can't hear you. Bryce,
he's talking about like the tribal setup with like the chest.
Can we just talk about how beautiful that is?
Even like on topic, okay? We don't want to stray up all over the place. We're not going to be scatterbrained.
That fucking tribal.
Tribal work like that. I appreciate that. That looks dope.
The art department outdid themselves this season. Like the fucking immunity idol is a sword and a shield. That was badass. I fucking love it. I can't wait to see
the sword. Hearing like the slashing of the sword was so satisfying.
I can't wait for the individual.
I can know this one effect. I'm not sure.
I don't care. I know, but I don't care. It was satisfying.
I bet the individual immunity necklace is
going
to be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
I know, but it's so satisfying. It doesn't change.
Anyway, so the tribal council happens as we've already.
I'm gonna go back to because you guys brought it off topic. I'll go back on. He plays the Shine in the Dark as we vote. Lauren banks her vote. Matthew decides to play the Shine in the Dark. So there's only 3 people voting: Kane, Brandon, Maddie. Only 3 people voting.
I have a question.
And so it's gonna be what? What's your question?
Why did Matt play Shot in the Dark?
You don't know.
Matthew. It's speculated that it was to like hide the fact that he told Brandon, which I feel like kids were like voting for Brandon, but also I think it was also like that it was on the off chance that Maddie voted for him.
Yeah, that is true.
If it was the former, he could have just done that by voting for Brandon.
Then, so the first time in Survivor history, can I say this line, please? Because I really want
to. Go ahead, beat Jeff.
In Survivor history, Shot in the Dark was played successfully, and I've been waiting for this moment for a couple seasons because I really like the whole Shot in the Dark thing. You know, like the 1 in 6 chance of having your vote saved because it's like there's a unanimous target, and they decide to play their Shot in the Dark, and if they're safe, then everyone else is going to be running around with their chicken with their heads cut off, and it's going to be fucking hilarious. But here, so it's the first time I ever Shot in the Dark, you successful, big milestone, except Jamie didn't get any votes. And
another thing is that this is the first
pointless.
I still think it's going to be used successfully this season.
Another thing is that about this tribal is that this is the first time that an individual immunity idol has been played.
One more thing.
First tribal.
I also
told
this fucking guy interrupting me is fucking annoying.
Sorry. I was just saying that I called it.
I know.
I called that. We're such a mess.
This is me off.
I just want to say this, okay? I want to say this. So, Raider Rangers says the medieval decor is fantastic, which we're gonna get back to. That was really good. But also I have a question. So if let's say Jamie goes and takes a Shot in the Dark, a scroll, that's 1 in 6, right? So she takes 1, so 5 are left. Does that mean Matthew takes from the 5, or do they add another scroll as she leaves?
I think there's like
Bart. I don't
know how it works.
Are you Bart? Bard.
I would suspect that there's just 1 in 5 at that point. I don't
Isn't
know.
that kind of
I don't know.
unfair though? Actually, I don't know if that's unfair.
I'm not sure. I think it might be 12, and there's like 2. I thought I heard that it's like there's 2 saves.
Delete that. That's not even professional. What are you doing? Don't message on that account like that. That is me, yes.
Is you
Or
Bing
is you
Bong?
Bing Bong? What am I?
Are you Bing Bong?
So
Yeah. So
I'm
I
gonna
actually
Bing
called
Bong a
Jamie.
moderator.
I was just kind of making a joke, like, "Oh yeah, she's safe," and then she's safe, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
I think the music was made it kind of clear she would be safe.
Yeah.
I did suspect that Sean and Arc would work because Jeff was hyping up the tribal council. It had to have something big in it. It was a milestone, obviously, and then we had the idol play.
Yeah.
Another milestone. And then 2 to 1 vote, another milestone. Someone idled out, another milestone. Big milestones overall.
Yeah, I think we now know the shot in the dark probably isn't rigged because why would they waste it on this?
Yeah.
So, that's good to know.
The shot in the dark, and by the way, I agree with Bryce. It's a completely inoffensive option to have. It's fine because most people forget what it is anyways, and everyone has it, so it's kind of like an even playing ground anyways.
Yeah.
In my opinion, so it's fine.
It's like it incentivizes blind sides. It's inoffensive and it's amazing if it actually works out. It's like it's this amazing TV moment.
With their heads cut off.
It's like something like Idol Out said about idols when they were first introduced. They were seen as a nothing thing when they were first introduced. But like once the first idol play from Yao Man happened, it was huge. It was amazing to watch. That's what the shot in the dark might become.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't think the shot in the dark is gonna become that because the odds of that happening every tribal like is played where someone
not every tribal, but it's like
yeah, I know.
it's like once it's used, people are going to take it a lot more seriously. Be like, oh shit, this can actually happen. This can actually save something, especially if that person goes on to make a deep run.
Yeah, Ray Ranger says Jamie's going to be on Game Changers 2 for successfully playing her shot in the dark.
Seems like a game changer pick, doesn't she?
There's a lot of returning potential on this season. I'm gonna say this. I don't think Jamie's one of them. I don't think
Carson,
Jamie's
Carolyn, Matthew, Matt, Franny, like all these people could return. I think.
Yeah, I can see returning potential even from the premiere.
Wait, is Matthew and Franny going to be the modern? Is Matt and Franny going to be the modern Boss Rob and Amber? Is that what's going to happen?
Yes.
That's comedy.
They might.
I think they're smart enough to like.
We're gonna have a televised wedding again.
I think they're smart enough to keep it on the down low. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. The Jeff comes out. Jeff comes out. Jamie and Matthew both put their shot in the darks, and Matthew doesn't work. Jamie works. Jamie starts crying for the rest of the tribal council.
Which I don't know why.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
she thought that
I don't know.
she was excited because she thought she was going home. She thought there was a good chance she was going home. Like the first three.
I'd be pretty happy.
And
then immediately after, provoked possibly by Jamie playing the shot in the dark and others playing the shot in the dark, Brandon steps up and plays the idol. Right, and that's when Maddie's like pretty much, oh my god, I'm done.
Guys, is it
Maddie knew she was done like once the vote was revealed. She thought there's still a chance it could have been no votes.
Guys, is it wrong?
I thought potentially there's because of how much they set up for a Lauren boot, I thought it could be Lauren. I was suspecting Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I was thinking Lauren, but like it's like the Maddie vote makes sense.
Yeah, the Maddie vote makes sense.
Guys, is it wrong to say that Kane might be the best player on Ratu? It's either Kane or Matthew, right?
I mean, I don't think it'd be bad.
Suck. Brandon's a terrible player. Lauren's awful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a terrible player.
No, Brandon sucks.
Brandon is
the biggest guy on this season, and he was about to get voted out unanimously. Tell me that he isn't a shit player.
I don't think he's a shit player.
He's a shit player.
Matthew was never voting him out.
That
Brandon's shite. He's a terrible player. He's like fucking.
He was such a wild card in a way.
Brandon's like what's her face? The first boot of Gabon, pretty much.
I'm not saying he's like great.
Your own favorite.
No. Brandon is not bad.
Yeah, Michelle like got on people's nerves. Brandon was just seen as a threat.
I think Brandon is playing terrible.
Maddie distrusted
Brandon
him.
did enough to build the trust with Matthew to be able to know that he should play his idol.
That's
so I
don't think he's a terrible. I think Brandon had a couple faults in that round, but
I think there's like still potential for a recovery. Like I don't think Brandon...
I see like next tribal they go to. I think it's either Brandon or Lauren. Honestly.
I think there's a good chance Brandon's booted, but I don't think it's impossible he recovered. Especially with like Maddie not there, they could swing
That's
Kane.
true.
I agree.
don't
Like,
think it's
they could say, you know what, Maddie was kind of crazy anyways. Like, well,
Maddie,
No.
especially since like Kane wanted to work with Matthew, but Maddie would like dissuade him from doing it.
Radio Ranger says Kane might be targeted by Brandon for voting for him because Kane is the only vote
Nah.
remaining that voted for Brandon.
That's true.
I don't think
That's
so.
true.
I don't think that big of a
I
deal.
don't agree. I don't agree.
you say?
But
Does he
Kane
know
was really
that?
close to Maddie. Apparently,
Does
they
he
were number
know that
one.
it's
They
not
were
Lauren
running
that
apparently
voted for
for
him?
Maddie.
What?
Lauren
he-
didn't vote. Lauren banked her vote.
On banked your vote, yeah. There were only 3 votes. There were Maddie's, Brandon's, and Kane's.
So who was the supposed 4-person alliance? Also, it was. I'm assuming it was the women plus Kane, right?
Women plus Kane, yeah. It wasn't really an alliance.
I
It was
literally
more the fact that they
predicted
were
that
voting.
alliance, by the way. I predicted like all the alliances preseason.
We
What?
don't even know what one of them is. I guess you know, like, because we don't know like anything about like Soka
I
aside from
predicted
Matt
Matt and Franny. I predicted
Nothing
the
else.
Royals plus
Oh yeah,
Kane.
Carson's on that tribe too, right?
No,
I'm
Carson's
just
Damn
gonna
it, I'm
get
always wrong.
Carson's
Tika
on
is
Tika.
full of fucking crazies, so I couldn't predict shit when it comes to them.
Yeah, it's
The only thing
like
I could predict
Tika's
is
Tika's a fun tribe.
the only thing
Okay,
that's
guys,
shit about
so-
Tika is that they have Sarah Wade, the most boring person in the fucking world.
Okay. So moving.
Hey, hey,
So moving on. You talk about the biggest winners of this tribal council. Who do you guys think won the tribal council? If anyone?
Brandon.
Matthew
Brandon.
by far.
Matthew by far. No,
Why Matthew? And talk about why Matthew.
Because he-
I thought the person who like actively wanted him out from the beginning was able to do it. I'm not gonna say like hands clean. I think there's a good chance they suspect him of telling Brandon to
Yeah.
use his idol. Because like he keeps
Mhm.
Brandon in the game. He gets rid of Maddie, who was really the main person who saw him as a wild card and keeping Kane from working with him.
Mhm.
you think the boys are gonna,
I think there is
win
recovery.
that tribe now? Do you think
And
Kane?
if his shot in the dark was a strategic play like you would suspect, that's actually really good too. Because he's not going to get as much blame as you would expect.
He could have just voted. He could have just voted for Brandon though. It's like
That is also true. That is very
it's like
valid.
that does the same thing. In fact, it makes it easier because you have visible like evidence.
Mhm, mhm.
This is like very clear, and it's like a very good chance that he. If it was because he's worried that Maddie's targeting him, that makes more sense. But it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like kind of a mistake to play your shot,
Oh.
especially considering that is potential safety that he could have had. In his
My
back
dad
pocket.
is bringing me Popeyes. I'm so fucking excited.
Why
I'm
are
having,
you
I'm having Buffalo Wild Wings tonight.
Nice.
Dude, we know you guys are so excited about chicken, okay? I'm eating a chicken sandwich right now. Okay, how about that?
Oh,
Chicken at
dog.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
You guys are idiots.
Love that chicken from
By the way, Radio Ranger
Popeyes.
agrees. Matthew is a big winner.
Got chicken from
Bryce,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Bryce,
Shut
Bryce,
up.
who did you say? Bryce, who did you say was a big winner of this tribal council? Brandon.
Let's fuck Brandon
Okay, Bryce.
Yeah.
Why do you think Brandon won tribal council?
because he got out his target. He played his idol successfully.
This was Matthew's target though. Matthew told him to vote for Maddie.
I know, but also Brandon didn't trust Maddie because like if he trusted Maddie, then like he wouldn't have told everyone. I'm pretty sure that's why this whole like petty feud started between the two.
Yeah, that scene was so funny. It was like an infinite loop of distrusting each other.
Guys, can we
What
wrap
do you
this up
think?
quick?
Who do you think
Pretty
was the
quick.
biggest loser coming out of the tribal council?
Guys, can we wrap this up
Um,
soon? I gotta go
Maddie,
feed my dog.
Probably,
Was
probably Jamie, right?
You want to go for the draft
I
update?
don't know.
You want to go for the draft
Lauren.
update?
No, we don't need to talk about the draft. Okay, we don't.
I'm gonna talk about the
I
draft.
would
I
say
pretty-
Jamie.
Jamie or Kane, probably Kane, because he lost the
As you
number one
can
ally.
see-
there.
Actually, yeah, but I
Bard
think
is-
this also could put Kane in like a. I don't know. I guess Kane. I don't know.
As you can
It's Jamie or
see,
Kane.
Bard is not winning the draft because he picked Bruce, and Bryce is not winning the draft because he picked Maddie. That's
Alright,
the
wait, I just
draft.
wanna
It's
say
update.
this.
impossible for me. It's not impossible.
Lauren is also a big winner because she banked her vote. That's like the only reason why.
Yeah, like that's why she's not. Especially that like could be huge if like Kane does flip to the men,
Yeah,
where it's like
that's
she
all.
and Jamie can essentially force his hand.
Mm-hmm. So, by the way, Radio Ranger says, what are you more excited for? The next AU Survivor episode or the Survivor US episode? Bryce
What
only
do
likes
you
Survivor
think,
US. He doesn't
asshole?
watch AU.
Survivor US for me.
I don't watch AU. But seriously, I mean, like, I don't know what you guys think. excited for Survivor.
I lost interest in AU when Steve was voted out.
I mean,
Yeah, these guys in chat were like, "Yo, Stevie King, Stevie's up,
Stevie is a king. You love
Yeah,
Stevie.
Stevie is a
He's
king.
god.
Wait, what do you want to say?
Fair enough.
I was gonna say like I'm a little less interested in Australian Survivor, and like, but you can kind of see where the game's going. I'm more interested in seeing where U.S. Survivor's going, where the season is going.
Yeah, I can see that, but with the promo talking so much
Yeah.
about George being the target, I'm excited to see how that goes. To be honest,
I am interested in seeing that. See, now the real thing I'm excited for is Survivor Michigan. That's more important than all of that.
okay, well, I don't know what that is. I've never watched that, so.
Yo, my dad's here. I gotta go. Can we wrap this up pretty quick?
Well,
Alright, so thank you
I
guys
mean,
for watching, by the way. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I'm sorry, Bryce.
All right,
Shut up.
thank you for watching, everyone.
And by the way,
Subscribe and join the
say
Discord.
goodbye to Bryce because he's not coming back at any point.
Join the Discord. Join the Discord.